Orbital rings are extremely powerful starbases that are built on planets. They can defend your planets, drastically increase resource production, build ships, and or increase naval capacity. There are other functions as well. To build an orbital ring, click the Megastructures button on one of your construction ships, click Orbital Ring. Then select an inhabited planet that is highlighted. Building an orbital ring takes some time. Once it's built, you can access it by going to the planet it's on, then clicking the icon on the top right corner of the planet window. This takes you to the orbital ring window. By the way, you can't build rings on habitats. There are two types of slots, modules and buildings. There are 3 tiers. At first, you only have 2 module slots and no building slots. Each time you upgrade a tier, you get a building slot and a module slot. There are several modules to choose from. Defense guns, hangars, and batteries are a waste, so don't pick those. I would use a regular starbase for shipyards, not an orbital ring. Fleet anchorages are a decent choice if you don't have access to habitation modules. In order to get habitation modules, you need to research it. Research the weather control systems, then anti-gravity engineering to get access to habitation modules. Building these gives you more districts. However, each one does cost influence to build, unlike other modules. Getting more districts on planets equals more resources. It is simply amazing. Now let's talk buildings. There is a lot of them and they are very powerful. We are not going to discuss every single one, but we will go over what's important. Low gravity mega refiners increases the amount of minerals your miners mine, greatly increasing monthly mineral contribution from that planet. Put this on your mining worlds as soon as you can. Each planet can only build one. You need to research advanced mineral purification in order to build it. Stratospheric ionization elements do the same thing with energy credits. You can only have one per planet. Place these on your generator worlds as soon as you can. You need to research planetary power grid before you can build one. If you have an agriculture world, you can build the climate optimization stations module that increases the planet's food from farmers considerably. Research advanced food processing if you want to get this. Orbital filing system does the same thing for unification worlds, producing more unity. Research effective bureaucracy so you can build this. Orbital logistics systems increase consumer good production drastically, so place this on a factory world for best results. You need to research replicator kiosks to do this. For alloys, you need to build alloy processing facilities. Building this gives a large boost to alloy production for the planet. Research nano separators to access this building. Place it on a forge world. If you need more envoys so you can do more diplomacy, then get the orbital assembly complex on your capital. It increases available envoys by 2. The rest is optional and just depends on what you need, because you can put those on the system starbase instead. However, in a pinch, say you needed more food. After building, say, an orbital filing system, for example, you can build the hydroponics bay. Or you could decide you need more resource storage for all the resources you're getting from your orbital rings, so you then build resource silos. Maybe you want to add more defense to your system. You could build a defense grid supercomputer and fill the ring full of defense platforms. This helps your main starbase a lot. The more you upgrade your orbital ring, the more defense platforms it can build. Or you could put a communications jammer on your orbital ring if your fleets are going to be there, especially if you are running missiles and afterburners. So a good strategy when building orbital rings is to make sure you're maxing out your influence output, because maxed out orbital rings cost a lot of influence. Get the research for habitation modules as soon as you can. Then make sure you place orbital rings on designated worlds set up to produce one resource. So all your mining worlds, forge worlds, factory worlds, generator worlds, and Unity worlds should all have an orbital ring on them. Fill the rings with habitation modules and build more districts on those worlds afterwards. Then build the appropriate resource building on those rings. For the second building, you have some options. Build hydroponics if you're low on food. Build a transit hub if your planet has a high population. Build resource silos if you're floating a lot of resources or are hitting your cap. Build a defense supercomputer on rings in your heavily defended systems. Try to upgrade your rings as soon as possible to at least level 2 so you can start placing resource buildings and ramping up your production. I would build rings on your forge worlds first, or whatever resource you are low on. Second would be mining worlds. The rest is up to you. Doing all this will catapult your economic strength and strengthen your defenses considerably. Oh, by the way, orbital rings can also build transport armies just like your other star bases can. So this will make building armies much faster. Also, make sure you save up your alloys when you know you're about to make orbital rings and ramp up alloy production. I believe I have thoroughly covered this topic. Of course, there may be something I missed. I look forward to hearing your feedback on it. That's all I got. If you like my stuff, you know what to do. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.